Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is the credit card crisis that Americans are facing. And they are literally drowning in $1.2 trillion of credit card debt. It's more than ever before. The credit card crisis is a real issue that is hitting hard in 2025. As of quarter 2 of 2025, okay, Americans owe about 1.209 trillion in credit card debt, which is up from 1.182 trillion in quarter 1 of 2025, and a massive 57% increase since quarter 1 of 2021, which was about $770 billion. This is the highest since tracking began in the year 1999. Now, the share of credit card debt, at least 30 days delinquent, is 3.05%. But serious delinquencies, which is like 90 days plus, are climbing. The highest levels has not been seen since the 2008 financial crises. For example, in low-income zip codes, okay, 90-day delinquency rate hit 20.1% in quarter 1 of this year, which is up 59% since quarter 3 of 2022. Did you know that lenders wrote off $46 billion in seriously delinquent loans in the first 9 months of 2024, which is a 50% jump from 2023 and the highest it's been since the year 2010.
So, my husband and I are $60,000 in debt. Okay.
Part of the problem. You are.
Let me explain how we got here. So in June of 2022, we had a good amount of savings and decided that our home that we've been living in for a couple years just needed some maintenance and some upgrades. You can see behind me, we live in like a very normal house, but there were some things like on the outside where our stucco was falling off, so we needed to have that repaired. We had our house painted, we upgraded our bathroom a little bit, and also decided to pay off my husband's private student loan because the interest is not great. And so we had plenty of savings and we decided to just drain those bad boys. We both had really stable jobs. We would be able to squirrel away some money over time and build back up our savings again. 2 weeks later, unexpectedly, I was laid off from my job. And I'm the breadwinner of our household, so it did not go well. I was unemployed for about 7 months. Thank goodness I had social media to keep us afloat for a little bit, but here's the deal. We had to put a lot of stuff on credit card to be able to keep ourselves afloat. So anything that could go on a credit card went on a credit card. And that allowed my husband's income to pay for our mortgage, our car payments, our daycare, things like that. But everything else went on a credit card. We cut back as much as we could, but there's still a lot of expenses. We finally decided to do a debt consolidation loan, and it's about $65,000. And we're gonna try and pay it off. We did a 5-year loan plan, but we're gonna try and pay it off in the next 2 years if I can finally get that OnlyFans account going. I'm just kidding, I'm not gonna do OnlyFans, but that's our goal. If our kids gets out of daycare this year, we've spent $36,000 a year on daycare, so one of them graduates this year, the other one goes to VPK, so that'll save us a little bit of money. Our hopes are that we're able to put a lot of what we were already paying for daycare towards this loan and get it paid off sooner than planned. But your girl loves to shop, so I'm gonna have to do some shit to keep myself accountable to this. So I'm coming on the internet and telling you what my deepest, darkest secret. Where are you going? Oh. Bye. Buying a puppy when you're in $60,000 of credit card debt is not a good idea. I'm just saying that.
Now, the average credit card APRs are hovering between 22 and 23%, with some exceeding 30%, with the Fed projecting fewer rate cuts in 2025, which is due to persistent inflation. So don't count on relief coming anytime soon. And inflation has eroded real incomes, which are forcing people to rely on credit for essentials like groceries, gas, medical bills. For example, 74% of Canadians, and I use that because it's a comparable market to the American market, okay? Canadians use credit cards for essential purchases in 2025, which is up from 69% in 2024. Now, the debt levels dropped during COVID due to the stimulus and the reduced spending. But since 2021, balances have surged as people cover rising cost. The $439 billion increase since quarter one in 2021 have reflected this. Now, easy access to credit and the new thing, which is the buy now, pay later plans, it fuels impulse spending. Psychological factors like stress or keeping up appearances also drive up debt as well.
I have $52 left at the bank to last until Friday. Today is Monday. I have $135 coming out between now and then in credit card debt. A little bit stressed, but this is usually how it is for me most weeks. So if you do the math, we're going to be negative a little over $80, and I also have 33 miles left till empty. I can get away with putting about $15 in my car. Let's just say we're going to be negative about $100. Lucky for me though, I did do a pet sitting job over the weekend. It was a small one. I get paid for that today. She owes me $50. A lot of my clients do tip, so we'll see what comes of that. At least I won't be negative $100. Do you know that I need at least roughly $50 now to get me through the week? I would love to start Instacarting, but I've been trying to sign up for 2 years and it always says I'm on the wait list. I don't know how to go about that. I've emailed them. I did DoorDash a few years ago, and in my area it's just not really worth it. So yeah, when I say I'm drowning in credit card debt, I truly mean I feel like I'm drowning in credit card debt. If I was not in $9,000 worth of credit card debt, I would not be in this situation right now. I would not go negative all the time in the bank. So that's when I brought my debt to TikTok. It was embarrassing at first, but then I realized this is real life. If you're in a similar situation like me, I say this in every video, but I highly encourage you to start a series, whether it's credit card debt, medical bills, whatever it is. Start a series. People will follow along because they want to be able to come back and check where you've gotten with your progress. Hopefully this month we are going to pay off my next lowest credit card, which is sitting a little under $600. We're just going to keep on keeping on.
Now, the bottom third of consumers are what we would call tapped out, with zero savings and high delinquency rates. Gen Z and millennials as well, especially those that they're in their 20s, their 30s, face higher delinquency rates and are increasingly seeking debt counseling. States like Georgia and New Jersey, while Mississippi and Louisiana see lower or decreasing balances. Georgia, their debt growth was 20.5% from quarter one 2024 to quarter one 2025. New Jersey, they have the highest average debt and they're struggling. All right. So 46% of cardholders, they carry balances month to month, and 60% have done so for the last year. This delays major life decisions, like say if you want to buy a car. All right, it's 21%. Say you and your significant other really want to have a child this year, or say you were planning on finally getting married, right?
Credit card debt is not fun, okay? I have so much money on my credit cards. They're all pretty much maxed out. I couldn't keep up with the payments, and I think almost all of them my accounts are closed. That's not good. But I will tell you this, it's like going through a detox, because things that I would just be like, oh, I'll just put on a credit card, I can't do that anymore. Those accounts are closed. Those cards are gone. The only money I have comes from my paycheck, and that money goes towards necessities, which is the big thing that I've had to learn to differentiate the needs from the wants. So all my friends get to go do fun things, I am having to pay off credit card debt. It has taught me to be content with what I already have. It has helped me utilize places like the library. It has helped me declutter because I've had to sell things to make my bills. This is probably like the worst year of my life financially, but I think I've grown up a lot and I'm kind of happy about it.
Well, 43% of Americans say that money stresses their mental health, with credit card debt is a top worry. Stories of sleepless nights and weight gain from debt stress are very, very common. Rising defaults outside of a recession are unusual, and they could also signal a broader downturn if unemployment spikes. Economists warn a mild downturn could turn into a deeper one. But if you can, pay in full each month. It's ideal, even though it's tough. Strategies like the snowball method, which is tackling smaller debts first, or avalanche, which means tackling the highest interest first, can help. Cards that have the 0% intro APRs, which generally lasts like the first 21 months or so, 18 to 21 months, they can save on interest, but watch out for fees and ensure repayment before the promo ends. Come through your balances into lower, see if you can combine, okay? You can sometimes combine balances into lower rate loans to simplify your payments and also cut your interest costs. There are something like nonprofits that's like Money Management International. They offer debt management plans reducing their interest rates. So this is something that I wasn't sure if you guys were aware of, if this is something that you are dealing with yourself. But I thought that this might be a very good topic to discuss, especially now that we're in September. And what do a lot of people start doing in September? They start Christmas shopping. And what is the worst thing to do when you're in your Christmas shopping? Is to put it all on your credit cards. So please don't do that. All right, guys, I am out of here. I will see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always, fear less and God bless.